Welcome, sun and sunsets. My name is Cynthia Meeks, and I am a spiritual awakening guide for those who have a strong desire to spiritually define their life path in this life or a past life. For my spiritual practice, I use metaphysics, numerology, and hypnosis. Now today, I have a special gift for my parents or my teachers, but mainly for my parents who have children born on the 7th of the month, the 16th of the month, and the 25th of the month. And those kids are known as the 7 energy. This information is very unique and special that will give you a lot of information about your bundle of joy and understand how they what type of personality they have, their characteristics, and their talents. So let's get started. Okay, so now we're going to find out what's special about your 7 energy. First thing first, they need alone time, and you don't even have to worry because they will find ways to be alone in their room by themselves. So they need alone time. They're very data driven. They think a lot. They're thinkers, right? And they are deep thinkers. They are constantly thinking all the time. But they love to read. They love to study a lot. And they even like to write. A lot of 7s are writers as they get older, but you will start to see at a younger age that they will just keep journals because they just want to journal their thoughts because they get a lot of thoughts all the time, always thinking, right? They're very analytical. They are a seeker of answers. They are very high. They have high vibration energy, and you may not see it all the time because they're very quiet individuals, but their vibration is very high. Okay, and they are spiritual. They're task oriented. They are highly intuitive and psychic. Yes, these kids are very psychic. You may not see that in them, and they probably would never tell you that, but they are highly psychic and intuitive. There, your bundle of joy is on an internal journey of spiritual seeking. Okay, they also they appear aloof. Often, even at a young age, you will be sitting there talking to them, and it's like they're looking at you, but they are in a daze, like they are not focusing on what you're saying. So they can appear as if, aloof, like they're not even paying attention, like, are you there? Hello? So you will see that a lot. Okay, so now we're going to move in what you should know about them. So they are very task oriented, meaning when they set their minds to something, they dive into it, and they don't stop. They extremely dive in it, where they become almost hermit-like. And so they detach themselves emotionally, and they are very unemotional children too, by the way. So don't expect a lot of emotions from them when you are discipline them or you want to see them very happy. They're not very emotional. They don't share their emotions if they have any at all. But they will detach themselves when they focus on a task. They will detach themselves from everything, become a hermit, and just focus on that task and will be undisturbed from everything. Okay, so that's number one, what you should know about them. So number 2, your child is challenged with trust issues. That's right, they come into this world having issues with trusting. One reason is 7 energy, they're on this spiritual journey, right? They're on this internal journey of spirituality, and so they come into this world already feeling like they're not a part of this world, like they don't belong, like they feel very foreign, alien, almost like to their family, to their friends, as if no one gets them, no one understands them, that they're out of place. So they come into this world with those trust issues. So you want to make sure that your child has your trust, that they do belong in your family, right? That they do belong, that they are a part of you, are part of the family, are part of this world, that they're here for a reason, even if they feel like they're like a phoenix and no one understands them. you have to do your best to make sure that they feel accepted, and they feel a part of the family, a part of that they are here for a reason, and since they're here for a reason, then they have to learn how to trust, okay? And just work on those trust issues with them, because they will come here with trust issue. They won't believe nothing you're saying. They will question everything because they already feeling out of this place. Like, it will take convincing for them to show them, like, I had you out of my stomach. You belong to me. I am your mother. I am your father. These are your siblings, right? And you just have to keep working with them. They're not crazy. They don't have any health issues. It's just the part of who they are. They are spiritual. This lesson here today that I'm going to give you is information that you probably never heard before, okay? But you've heard it from your children, and sometimes they may present it to their parents, and sometimes they just keep to themselves. And that's why they pull away from people. They pull away from people because they feel like they don't belong, and they go into their own corner. And sometimes and when they go into their own corner, or their own space, or in their room alone, they feel like this is where I need to be, and this makes me happy. Even when I'm by myself, I'm still more happier. I'm happier than being with other people, even my family. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you help them develop that trust issue within the family first, and then with others. Okay, because they feel like they will be filled with fear when it comes to being pushed on other people to go play and go be like your other siblings. They're not like the other siblings. All energies are different. So know this if you have a child with a 7 energy, okay? And that's even in the life path number, okay? So understand that this is just the born gift. This is just a piece of who they are. Okay, number 3, how do they appear? Your 7 energy appears hard data driven, aloof, quiet, reserved, and a little airy. So they're the ones who you can so they can feel like they're part of the crowd with their friends, or feel like they can be part of a conversation. They just say something out of the blue, or say something that's totally off track of what someone is talking about. And that's only because they have a lot of thoughts in their head, and as people are talking and they're around them, they are stuck in their head with these thoughts, and so they just say something out their mouth to come out of their head, and it does not go with the conversation, because they are not in the conversation. They are just there, but they are really more so in their heads about what happened last week, what about the future. I mean, they have so many thoughts constantly going all the time, that when you talk to them, again, it appears as if they are there, but it's like, hello, where are you? They because they're so much into their thoughts, okay? And I'll tell you how to work around that in a bit. Okay, so the next one is a major lesson for the 7 energy, is to truly get to understand the core of who they are, the authentic self of who they are, not the program 7, where people have said this is who you are, act like this, be like this, but they need to get to understand who they are on a deep soul core level, okay? Because they're spiritual, and they come here spiritual, and they have this internal journey going on that no one understands and no one know about, but they know what's going on. They know how they're feeling, so they need to get to understand who they are, and based on this feeling that they have, that will help them define their purpose for this lifetime. Definitely they need to define, or they need to understand that they are spiritual, and they come here, and however they define that way, right? It gives some people go ways of religion, some people go ways of spirituality, so it's just based on how they will define who they are, based on their spiritual, how they're connected to God, to the source. And spending time alone and meditation will help this. I would definitely get to that later, but meditation is the way to go. And it could be different forms of meditation for your children, especially the young ones, right? It can be mindfulness, meditation, it could be yoga, it can be exercise. It could be a walk in nature. They need to spend a lot of time out in nature. Because nature will help them, being out in and allowing the trees to talk to them, communicate with them. You'll be surprised the type of how they will feel and how they will feel connected in nature. Being around water is a big thing for your 7 energy, because they're connected, right? They're spiritual, and being out is and opening up to, like, hearing the water and hearing the trees, that will they will be able to actually hear God's voice and be guided. So having them out in nature and meditation will help them get through this journey, this internal spiritual journey that they're on, that they came here, the purpose of them coming here. Okay, so meditation, mindfulness, yoga, exercise in nature, spending time alone in a quiet space, however they define what would be their best method for meditation, but they need to do something, okay? And that would help all of the thoughts going around in their head. It will help calm them down and help them focus, all right? And when you have a 7 energy child, it's almost like, even if you have more than one children, they will still seem as if they have that only child syndrome, because they will want to do things by themselves. Even if you're having a family event, they'll find some way to pull themselves away, okay? So make sure you are engaging them, and not like making them, forcing them, but nicely making them feel like they're part of the family, and just making sure that you're taking care of them, taking care of their emotions, right? They are very unemotional, but you don't know what their life path is, and their life path could be a 2, or their life path could be a 3, so that they will have some sensitivity to them, okay? My son was born on the 7th, but his life path is a 2. I can sit there and I can talk to him, and it's like, hello, now tell me how you feel about that. Tell me what, he's like, I don't have anything to say. But if something happened, he cries like that, because his life path is a 20/2, very, very sensitive, okay? So it makes a difference to understand them. Some of them who, if they are 7 and their life path is not a 2 or it's not a 3, then they may be the ones that truly can sit there and have this poker face, and you will never understand what they're feeling, what they're thinking, any of that. So and they won't tell you either, right? And you really would have to earn their trust to figure out what's going on within, okay? Now we're going to talk about how are they different, starting with the ones born on the 7th of the month, okay? So the ones born on the 7th of the month are known as the seeker of wisdom. The seeker of wisdom. Now, they may not act like the seeker of wisdom. Trust and believe. These 7 energies are the ones that lack faith. I don't know why. They come into this world spiritual, but they are the main ones that lack faith. If something happens, it's like, what are we going to do? And they go in a panic mode, right? But they on this spiritual journey to learn how to be more spiritual, how to connect spirit to their spirituality, and they also here on this journey to understand who they are, okay? And so by having that faith is a big step for them. So number 1, for the ones that are born on the 7th of the month, the ones that are considered seeker of wisdom, highly developed mind they have. They are very philosophical, they're spiritual, and they're natural intelligent. They have a natural ability for intellectual. So they're highly intellectual, okay? So these are the ones that you find in the big jobs, or running their own company. A lot of them are as they grow up, they become entrepreneurs and writers and editors and all that great stuff. And so also analytical and unemotional, does not trust. They need to meditate so they can be very in tune into their spirituality. And exercise will be good of meditation for them. Any way that will be able to, get the blood flowing and be able to focus in on what they're thinking and bring all those thoughts to one. Okay, so these are the ones that does not like to be in crowds. They need alone time, okay? And they also need to study a lot. Study science stuff, study anything that has to do with metaphysics, numerology, astrology, something that will make them feel like they are connected to the cosmos, something that will give them some type of understanding of this journey that they are on, and they will get that understanding. So studying something in science is very important for the ones born on the 7th of the month, and they will enjoy that as well. The ones on the 7th of the month can be very sensitive, don't communicate very well, again, unemotional. So those are the ones that you can just sit there and talk to, and they have that poker face, right? They don't give you feedback. You want feedback, you're not going to get it from just the 7 energy. Even as they become adults, right? They can be very stubborn and very opinionated, right? My 7 ones born on the 7th of the month, I'm always saying words to him like condescending, right? He's like, use another word. I'm like, but that describes who you are. You very, he can be very quick with the tongue, very smart mouth, and very, very stubborn, but is very opinionated about certain things. Okay, so these are the ones that can be so analytical, right, that they can become so cynical with their analytics, too much analytical, that they can become very cynical and very cold-hearted. So just kind of watch that in your 7 energy, and know that when they appear like that, just kind of bring them back to the way that they will soften them. And I don't know, I'm still working on mine's 22 years old. I'm still working on him, but there's hope alive. But again, they are on a constant internal journey of spirituality within themselves. So just be patient with them, and know that they are not like your other children. They're highly critical of themselves and very self-centered, okay? And they can lead to very unhappiness in their world. So do all that you can do. Parents, we know our children, right? This will help you understand your children even more, but keep them out of the way of just, sometimes 7 energy can make themselves feel like they on this high pedestal, and everybody else is down here, and they don't understand them. They don't get them. You don't live what I live. You don't think like I think. And we have to make them understand, no, I don't. But we can find that common ground where we can meet together, okay? It's very important, because even at a very young age, you will feel disconnected with your 7 energy child. And you just have to find that way, that balance, to feel connected with them. And when they're young, sometimes it's easier. When mine was younger, he was the only child for 10 years, and then after 10 years he became a big brother, and he didn't like that, so he still wanted to be that only child. I believe if they're the only child, it will help, but if they have siblings, it's hard to find their way in the family dynamics when they have other siblings and they're not the focal point. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the ones born on the 16th of the month, the 16/7s. These children are known as the Phoenix Rising. Why is that, Cynthia, you ask? The reason why, these are the main ones that feel like they are not of this world. They feel like they was an alien before, or they have their family is on another planet. Like, they don't even feel like they are a part of your family, right? So these are the ones that truly will be on a spiritual journey, and truly will be pulling themselves away from the family. All right, stand to themselves, stand alone, finding things to do alone, not having many friends either, very, very, very few. So but they are high achievers. I would say that about the 16/7s. They are very high achievers. So just understand that when your 16/7 starts saying things like, I just don't believe like you're my family, I don't believe like you're my mom, like, don't take it personal, because they truly believe that. And it's not anything that you have done. They're not trying to be mean, but you have to understand that this is not their first lifetime. This is not your first lifetime. We all have past lives, okay? And that's with an S, not just one past life. We have many past lives, and they could have come from a past life that had an alien background or alien family. So don't get offended. Don't be hurt behind words like, this, you're not really my mom, or I really don't feel like I don't belong, or I don't want to be here anymore because this is just does not feel like home to me. This earth plane does not feel like home. Those are true feelings of them, and you just have to talk it out with them and listen to them. Don't downplay it, because their feelings are real. So they feel like they are a foreigner on this planet Earth. They're driven hard to understand this unforeseen world. They're driven hard to try to get the understanding of why they are here, okay? Their world, their realm is a world of spirit, and that's where they come from. The 16-7 are spiritual, and I need for you to understand that they're very have very good concentration, excellent concentration. They are very aloof, and they could be very dreaming and impractical, okay? Now, these are the kids, once they get some information to share, they will really truly want to share this deep information that they found out about themselves, okay? So just be an open ear and just listen. Don't criticize them for having these thoughts. Just listen to them, okay? Sometimes they can drift from reality. Again, they will go into an analytical, a deep thinking type of mindset. They will start to research, and so sometimes they can get way too much up there in their knowledge, and you may feel like they are drifting from reality, but it's just a way for them to understand who they are, why they're here, where they come from, what's the possibilities of where they could have come from. Just trying to seek and find some answers. Remember, they are seeker of answers, okay? They have an excellent intuition. And these are the kids who trust their intuition, so they don't just be doing things. Being analytical, they make sure that they listen to themselves, and they trust themselves, and they still need to meditate. Again, I said the other kids need to meditate. These kids need to meditate as well. You don't even have to tell them to meditate. They're going to go and do their own thing, being by themselves in their own little area, little space. They're very sensitive, and they feel very deeply, and they share their feelings easily. So these are the ones now, they do share. 7 energy don't share. 16-7s do share. They are less unemotional, They do have more of the emotional side to them from the 7 energy, from the 6 energy. So they are the ones that can share a little bit more. The ones that are strictly 7s, they don't have any other energy. As you know, a 16 has a 1 and a 6. So they're more loving, more compassionate than the straight just 7, okay? And they prefer to be alone. They need to develop their faith. So these are the ones that they put their faith in everywhere else. They try to seek out answers from everywhere else instead of sometimes going within. So once they develop that connection to their intuition, then they will trust their intuition. But they have to develop that. It's not something that just happens. Okay, so just to keep that in mind. Ones born on the 16th of the month, those are the ones who have the psychic abilities. Okay. So if they're saying that they feel something, that they see people, or they're dreaming about some things, just believe them, because it's true. They have the psychic abilities. Those are the ones that are really truly in touch with their intuition, and they may try to ignore it, or because kids can't handle that at a very early age. So sometimes they'll just stay in their rooms, pull the covers over their heads, and try to ignore the things that they see or feel, and you would never know. But just know, if they do come to you and they said, I see dead people, or I see someone that doesn't have a body, believe that, and just see where it goes, and just try to work with them, have them to call on their angels so they won't be afraid. Okay. What else I was going to say? Also, with the ones that are born on 16-7, the ones that are born on 16-7 and the ones that are born on the 7th of the month, they are dreamers. Okay, they will dream often, and they will have vivid dreams. They will have dreams of people who have passed on relatives. Know that they are spiritual kids. Okay. So they will come and visit them in the dream. 7, 16, 25, it doesn't matter. If they are 7 energy, they will have dreams about past relatives, or even future relatives that are not even born yet, and they will visit them in their dreams and deliver a message to them, or and sometimes just to sit there and want to talk to them. So be understanding when they say, well, Papa came in I dreamed about him last night, or I dreamed about Grandma last night, and you know, and just listen to what they have to say. Okay. The reason why the ones that's born on the 16th of the month are the ones that are more psychic, the ones have more, the more intuition, stronger within them, is because of the 6 energy. All right, that 1 plus the 6 makes the 7, and 6 energy people are psychics as well. They do have psychic abilities as well. Now, if you, for instance, are born on the 6th of the month, or the 15th of the month, then you're thinking like, well, I don't have any psychic abilities. Well, you probably don't remember how it started when you was a child, and then you could have buried those feelings, or someone could have said something to you and criticized you and make you feel like it wasn't real, and so you buried those feelings. And so when it shows up in your child, you don't want to see that in them. And you don't want to have them to go through what you went through. So understanding the ones that are born on the 16th of the month, or have a life path of a 16, are the ones who are more inclined and more in tune with their intuition, and their psychic abilities. All right. Now let's look at the ones that are born on the 25th of the month. These beautiful babies are known as the spiritual growth, because they are here to grow spiritually. They are also have the connection with their intuition, but their connection with their intuition is just for guidance. So these are the ones, again, that don't need to seek out guidance from other people. That all they have to do is go within, use their intuition, and they will have the way that they need to go. Okay, they will have all the answers within. They are very logical thinkers, and they're very intellectual. They have a keen insight, and they possess the sound mind. Okay, they can be very aloof and cynical as well. It's the 5 energy. The 5, they can be very condescending with not understanding, meaning sometimes they can feel like, again, they're very like up here and everybody's down here. So you just want to make sure that they kind of stay grounded and level and balanced. If they're the ones who are if they are imbalanced, you will see it, because they will be acting out of the norm of who they are. Okay. And if they are very imbalanced, their intellectual will make them very aloof, like they're just never around when you're talking to them, and then you'll know that they kind of are imbalanced. They're not where they should be. They love to research subjects. These are the ones that love to go deep diving within, and deep diving with subjects. You don't have to tell them to go check it out. Because of that 5 energy, they're going to research and research and research. They're not the ones that are going to come to you and say, well, what is this? What is this? Oh, where are babies born? They're not going to come to you with their questions. They're going to go find their answers to their questions. So the children that are born on the 25th of the month, they prefer to work alone. They do better working alone, and because there's no one there to challenge them on what they're doing, and they can get the job done much faster and quicker by being alone. And they do lack compassion. These are the ones that they lack compassion. They are very artistic talent in the talent areas. So these kids also, once they trust you, they will forever have happiness and be emotional. So they, instead of going the opposite direction and not having any emotion, once they trust you, you would know, because they will start to open up, and they will be very happy in life. These kids who are born on the 25th of the month, they also are artists. With the 5 energy, helping out the 2 and the 5. So they are artists. They have a lot of artistic talent, and they will finish the project once they get started. Once they get in there, they will finish their project. And they, as long as they're alone, as long as they can, they have free will to do with how they want to do it, they get in there and they start their project, and they will get it done. They will like to be alone, and they also need to meditate. So, kind of watch out for that. So now we're going to talk about how you can support and encourage them. Number one, help them to understand and be trustworthy themselves. And how they can do that is understanding that they are on this young adolescent journey to find and locate their spirituality, which is so important, because their spirituality, once they find their spirituality, however they may define it, once they find this spirituality and they start practicing it, it will help them to be less frustrated and feel less like an alien and out of this world. So when they find that spiritual practice that they want to dive in and research and start practicing it, then they will be able to feel more attached to the family, to this world, to their friends, to being a human. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is they need to have quiet time. Now, for some of the 7 energy, that will be easy, okay? Mainly the 16-7, but sometimes it's the 7, the ones born on the 7th of the month, the ones born on the 25th of the month, they're the ones that will struggle with having that alone time. You want to make sure that they are finding time to be alone. Sometimes they don't want to be alone because they are afraid. They don't want to be alone because they're afraid of the thoughts that they will be having, once they be alone, that they are by themselves with these thoughts. But once they go, let these thoughts come out and understand what it means, then they won't be so afraid. So they truly need to be alone to understand and process what's going on within inside of them and connect spiritually. It's all about the connection to the source, and that's why they have all these thoughts, because they get a lot of downloads, and they need to learn how to process all of these downloads. Okay, and that will help them not to be so aloof, because if they're around people all the time, they're really not there. Their body is there, but their mind is not there. They're all in their head. Right? They are physically there, but mentally and emotionally they're not there. So spending time alone will help those thoughts. So when they are engaging in with other people, with family, with friends, then they can be present there. Okay. Number 3. Okay, so you want to help and support and mainly encourage your child's intuition. When a child 7 entered this world, they already have and they are very intuitive and have psychic abilities. And as they grow and get older, and then they realize that they are different, they shut down these abilities, which means they hide them, they bury them. So you want to make sure that let them know, if you're having these type of these feelings, this intuition, if you're seeing something, if you're feeling something, let me know, because you are a gift to yourself and to this world. They are very gifted spiritually, intuitively and psychically, and so the world, we need them to help raise this vibration, right? And same way, if you were born on the 7th, the 16th, and the 25th, and if you shut down your psychic abilities and intuitiveness, then find that place so you can bring it back up and you can help raise the vibration of this earth plane right now, because earth has a low vibration going on right now with all the negative energy. So if your child is born and you recognize these abilities, don't let them suppress them, don't ignore them. Allow them to bring them to the forefront. Okay, they will be protected. Their angels are watching over them, their guides are protecting them, and mainly overall God is with them. Okay, so the left and right brain needs to both work together so they can develop that great wisdom that the world needs. It is not easy. It sounds easy, but it's not easy. But they come into this world with this ability already. So it's easy for them. It's hard for us to listen to, but it's easy for them to be able to just develop it, understand it, and not suppress it. All right. Moving right along to number for developing their spirituality. And so with that being said, that they often have trouble allowing others to come in. They have troubles with expressing how they feel and using their emotional energy. So help them, encourage them to open up more, to trust more, to use their emotion, to feel, to have compassion, and because that is vital for their development. They're going through a constant self-development throughout their adolescence, and they have to be in touch with their emotions in order to tap into that space, into that place within. Okay. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in all the way to the end. I hope that I was able to give you some insight about your 7 bundle of joy, your 7 energy, and I hope that you will take this information and govern yourself accordingly. This is a very great opportunity to understand your child, to become closer to your child, right? And to understand how they truly are feeling within, and can explain it to you. So once again, my name is Cynthia Renee Meeks, and I'm a spiritual awakening guide for those who have a strong desire to spiritually define their life path in this life or a past life. And if you would like to understand your core energies, remember we have 5 core energies. So this is not just all there is to your child. There's more. We have the born gift number, the life path number, the destiny / expression number, the soul urge, and the personality. So we are made up of 5 core energies of who we are, right? And so if you would like to book an appointment with me for yourself, all you have to do is go to CynthiaReneeMeeks.com and click on Numerology, or you can do both numerology and hypnosis if you want to understand your past lives and how they are incorporated into this present day life. And also, if you want to book an appointment for your child to get more information and to get that one-on-one and analysis about your child's core energy, all you have to do to go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/IamCynthiaRM, and book that appointment today underneath Parent Like a Pro. Okay, I hope you guys were able to subscribe and like this video. If you have any comments, please leave them below, or you can email me at info@CynthiaReneeMeeks.com. Until next time, my sun and sunsets, always remember to love, live, and forgive. Bye for now.